Let's start with the AM News now. And the Promotion of Proper Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill, widely known as Anti-Gay Bill, has been reintroduced in Parliament and laid for consideration. The bill previously stalled amid legal challenges and was not transmitted to the then President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. With the new Parliament in place, minority MPs have revived it with Speaker support. Sponsor Reverend Tim Forjo blamed the earlier setback on Parliament's failure to forward the bill for presidential assent.
This is the bill that our friends on the other side a few years ago were so enthused and championed greatly with all their strength. It even cascaded into various forms of propaganda and became topical in the run-up to the 2024 elections. Mr. Speaker, just as the House passed it in the 8th Parliament, but legal constraints stayed the hands of Parliament from transmitting same to the President for assent, which position the Majority Leader, Honorable Mahama Yariga, and the President of the Republic, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, have all confirmed that indeed the bill never got to Jubilee House for President Akufo-Addo to sign it, and that it was still in this House owing to legal constraints.
Now, Majority Leader Mahama Yariga, however, hit back, insisting that Parliament has to go over the process again because the former president refused to sign it.
Never got to the Jubilee House.
Yes, never.
I have consistently said that the bill went to the Jubilee House and there was a refusal to receive it and to sign it. So he should desist. He should desist. He should desist from peddling such falsehood and draw me into this matter. Mr. Speaker, I have consistently said the bill went to the Flagstaff House and there was a refusal to receive it.
Accompanied by a letter.
And a communication was sent out from the Flagstaff House to this Parliament, asking this Parliament to desist from attempting to transmit the bill to the President. Mr. Speaker, and also the Honourable Member should be mindful of the fact that when he says my colleagues on the other side were enthusiastic, as if they are not enthusiastic today. When you look at the sponsors of the bill, his name comes first, Honorable John Tim Forjo. The second person, Samuel Nate George, is an NDC member of Parliament and a Minister of State. Honorable Mr. Emmanuel Kwesi Bejira is an NDC member of Parliament. Honorable Mrs. Helen Ajwa Ntosu is an NDC member of Parliament and a former Minister of State. Next week, I can mention many.
Yes, Odole Soa.
Many
Odole Soa.
members of this House who are joining him to sponsor the bill.
Well, interesting days in Parliament. So away from that, the board chairman of the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital, Dr. Joseph Note, has projected that the hospital's newly established stroke unit will reduce stroke-related mortality by up to 25%. Speaking at the unveiling ceremony, Dr. Note said the well-equipped facility, supported by trained specialists, will significantly enhance the delivery of specialized healthcare services. He added that the new unit positions the hospital among the country's leading health institutions in stroke care.
A new era of quality healthcare delivery has begun at the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital following the unveiling of an 8-bed stroke ward funded by the Dr. Lee Jong-woo Fellowship Program through the Korea Foundation for International Healthcare, Kofi Ghana. According to the Chief Executive Officer of the hospital, Dr. Eric Kofi Njedu, the stroke unit marks a significant milestone in the delivery of specialized medical care.
Unfortunately, until now, we have not had a dedicated stroke facility to provide the level of specialized care required for optimal outcomes. Patients were managed in general wards, often without the advanced monitoring systems and coordinated multidisciplinary care needed for acute stroke management. We recognize that this situation had to change. The vision for a dedicated stroke and a revascular unit at Cape Coast Teaching Hospital was therefore born out of necessity to reduce preventable deaths, improve recovery outcomes, and provide advanced neurovascular care. I wish to express our deepest appreciation to Kofi Ghana for their invaluable support. Your commitment to strengthening healthcare systems and investing in critical infrastructure has translated into real life-saving impact.
The board chairman of the hospital, Dr. Joseph Nwete, noted that the new unit is projected to reduce stroke-related mortality by 25%.
I think that it is going, as it's already been documented, stroke unit reduces the mortality by 25%. And I think that is an interesting thing. The only thing I noted also is that it looks like stroke, as we all know, is one of the causes of disability. My worry is that we are seeing young people get stroke, and that is very worrying. And I'm happy also to see the specialists here. And I know that once they've embraced it, they will give up their best.
The Deputy Country Director of Kofi, Seo Yong-Koo, expressed appreciation for the hospital's cooperation, describing the new facility as a reflection of strong partnership.
This achievement reflects our strong partnership. Looking ahead, I'm confident that our continued collaboration will bring even greater progress to healthcare in Ghana.
From Cape Coast, Abigail Lissel Nkrumah reports for Joy News.
Now, local government minister Ahmed Ibrahim has announced a 300% increase in chief's allowance and raised judicial committee support from 30,000 cedis to 50,000, alongside training for legal committees and registrars. He said the move recognizes the vital role of traditional rulers in dispute resolution. The announcement was made at the Diamond Jubilee of the late Koro Wogore Canton II in Tumo. Rafik Salam reports.
Koro Wogore Canton II reigned as the head of the Sisala state between 1918 and 1951. Though not formally educated, Koro Wogore II understood earlier in life that education is the key to unlocking potential, driving progress, and empowering communities. It's been 75 years since his passing, and a colorful deba was organized under the theme separating the legacy of Koro Wogore Canton II from traditional leadership to educational development, aimed at highlighting his contribution to the Sisala state. The colorful ceremony was attended by people from all walks of life, including paramount, divisional, and sub-chiefs from the Sisala enclave and beyond, particularly traditional rulers from other traditional areas in the region and the Savannah region, particularly Gonjes, who they shared ancestral ties with. Paramount Chief of the Tumu traditional area, Koro Richard Babini Canton III, in a speech read on his behalf by his spokesperson, Canton Nurwi Muhammad, heaped encomiums and laudations on the government for initiating several policies which will have long-lasting impact on his people and the country at large. Koro Richard Babini Canton, however, pointed at some challenges he will want the government to help fix for them.
The revival of the Tumu Cotton General is dear to my heart because it has the potential of providing direct and indirect jobs to many thousands of youth which can also boost the economy of the area. This fits directly into the 24-hour economy of the government's policy.
Local government, chieftaincy and religious affairs minister Ahmed Ibrahim was commending the late Sisala chief for his tremendous contribution to the Sisala state through education, which better shaped positively the lives of the people, spoke of the commitment of the government to introducing key interventions to support the dignity of traditional rulers for their significant and invaluable contribution to the peace and development of the country.
The government has increased the allowances for cheese by 300% to signify that government seriously believes in the present and existence and contribution of our traditional rulers. Government has also organized courses to build upon the capacity of our legal councils in our judicial committees, not forgetting the registrars of the various regional houses of peace. Government has also increased the judicial committee allowances of the various regional houses of peace from 30,000 per quarter to 50,000.
Ahmed Ibrahim disclosed that government will be constructing 24-hour economic market in all 261 metropolitan, municipal, and districts in the country, calling on traditional rulers to collaborate with the LBCs to acquire land for the laudable project.
By March 2026, there is going to be saw cutting across all the districts in the Upper West region. And I therefore want to call on our traditional rulers to work collaboratively with our metropolitan, municipal, and district chief executives to make sure that land is released for the construction of this laudable legacy.
Sisal is Member of Parliament Mohamed Issa Batalia used the opportunity to affirm his commitment to following the footsteps of Koro Wori II to improving the quality of the life of the people.
I reaffirm my commitment to advancing education and skills development, creating opportunities for the youth, not as charity, but as a strategy, and not as sentiment, but as survivor. He handed us a responsibility to think beyond convenience, a responsibility to act beyond our time, and a responsibility to ensure that the future of Sisala land is not negotiated by sympathy, but amplified through our potentials and capacity.
Also present at the function was our Power Senior Minister, Lloyd Charles Luongo Pozum.
Our development journey socially, economically, and politically must continue to draw strength from figures like Koro Wori Canton II. For development without values is empty, and progress without identity is fragile. As regional minister, I reaffirm government's respect for traditional authority and our commitment to working hand in hand with our chiefs to promote peace, development, and inclusive growth across the region.
Reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salam, Tumu.
Well, an associate professor of finance at the University of Cape Coast School of Business, Professor Seyram Kawo, has highlighted the importance of sustainable business practices, noting that the CIMA business games are designed to equip students and aspiring entrepreneurs with the skills to keep their businesses viable in an ever-changing world. Speaking at the 2026 CIMA Business Games organized by the school, Professor Kawo explained that the competition forms part of efforts to bridge academic theory with practical business decision-making, particularly in the areas of sustainability and responsible enterprise.
The 2026 CIMA Business Games, organized by the University of Cape Coast School of Business, was on the theme Tech-Driven ESG Reporting, How Digital Accounting Tools Are Powering Sustainable Business Decisions. Speaking at the event, the guest speaker and chief executive of Multisoft Solutions, Felicia Agbodan, noted that the program would help students make informed career and environmental decisions.
Well, it's been exciting seeing the students appreciate what ESG is all about, and I see the future being very promising given the foundation they are being given, and I'm sure it will go a long way to inform their career choices and the organizations in which they work, even to their social environment, community level. I see them driving home the impact of some of these unconscious activities our locals do that go a long way to affect the environment. So I see it's very promising, and it gives gives me comfort that situations or things will change for better in the coming years, especially in terms of our waste disposal and many other things.
On sustaining the environment through business choices, she outlined some measures that could ensure a safer and more sustainable environment.
For instance, in our environment, we are gradually moving to thin clients where we don't have laptops or PCs for the users. They just have a screen where they log in. Everything is hosted on a central cloud. So, yeah, it will go a long way.
The host of the Games, an associate professor of finance at the UCC School of Business, Professor Seiram Kawo, also indicated that the games are designed to help business owners understand how to sustain their enterprises.
As we are doing this now, we are trying to ensure that businesses understand how sustainability works and how their businesses can outlive what they are doing. In accounting, we have what we call the going concern, that the business will continue to be in existence for the foreseeable future. And so when we die and we leave, those businesses can still continue to live 100 years, 1,000 years when we are not there. So we are yet to get there, and that is why the Ghana Stock Exchange itself brought about sustainability reporting. We have the Bank of Ghana talking about green financing, and all these things have brought about S1, S2 in the IFRS reporting that we have, and we hope that these things will continue to work, and the businesses give our young graduates the opportunity to exhibit the talents and the things that they have learned today.
For the 2026 edition, 5 groups presenting projects on home ownership and construction featured, with the EcoTrack Group emerging as overall winners. From Cape Coast, Abigail Lesel-Nkrumah reports for Joy News.
A licensed Cocoa Buyers Association has expressed openness to debt restructuring agreement with the government as part of efforts to reform Ghana's cocoa sector. This follows the announcement by the Finance Minister, Dr. Kisiala Tufosin, that government plans to introduce a new financial model using domestic cocoa bonds, revive state-owned cocoa companies, and increase local processing of cocoa beans. Speaking to Joy Business, President of the Licensed Cocoa Buyers Association, Samuel Ademado, said they are open to a debt restructuring.
Our debt is a huge concern, and as I keep on indicating that for some of the debts which are heavily with the banks, we are still engaging with Cocoa Board to see how they can help us in terms of the reform strategy that is coming up. If you look at we borrowing at interest rate of 35 to 40% in a margin that is fixed in all fixed environment, the only window of opportunity you have is being efficient. And we have been doing this, as I indicated, for the past 7 years. And it's just this buying model that, of course, we couldn't take care of all the farmers that the issue has come up. Now we are talking to Cocoa Board to see how, one, immediately we get paid of the bean or the bean that we've supplied, so that we can also take care of our farmers, and then also to discuss with Cocoa Board of the challenges that we've gone through over the 7 years to see how we address.
Mr. Ademedu, let me find this from you. Are your members open to any debt restructuring since government of Ghana is taking over the debt of Cocoa Board? Are you?
You know, our debt is a commercial debt. It doesn't sit with government. It sits with various banks. It's people's money that we've paid from various banks. So ideally, it depends on the banks, individual banks with different boards for them to look at that. If government can also, as we've indicated, government should also talk to the banks to see how we address this issue. So we are open to all options, options that will enable us to survive. As I indicated, some of our members have already collapsed, and being collapsed doesn't mean your debt has been written off. So we are open to all options available.
Away from that, the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry has initiated discussions with the Ghana Association of Banks regarding persistent concerns of the affordability and accessibility of funds for businesses. This engagement comes despite recent positive economic indicators and improvements in the overall financial landscape. There is more in this report.
Many businesses, particularly small and medium-sized enterprises, continue to face significant hurdles when trying to access financing. The Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry has highlighted that high interest rates and stringent collateral requirements remain major deterrents, making it difficult for businesses to expand, innovate, and create jobs. Speaking at a high-level engagement with the Ghana Association of Banks, President of the Chamber, Stefan Mazen Abbas, emphasized that while macroeconomic figures might paint a promising picture, the real impact on businesses on the ground is often different. They are therefore advocating for more flexible lending policies and lower interest rates to truly empower the private sector to thrive.
We've been working and speaking about it and advocating that the Bank of Ghana has made effort. It's on the flip side of it that we also have to work with the banks to ensure that accessibility becomes a thing of the present, that private sector can have access to funding, because the point is still the same. If it is cheap and you cannot access it, it is equally expensive. So we can only do that with the association. We can't go to the individual banks. So we came here this morning to be able to speak to them. We brought with us members of the chamber of the private sector, from industry, from trade, commerce, and all of that, to be able to also share their experiences with the association, the banking association, so that they can understand from us our pain and then the hustle we go through to be able to access this funding.
In response, the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Association of Banks, John Iwa, acknowledged the GNCCI concerns and committed to exploring collaborative solutions to bridge the gap between economic improvements and practical access to finance for businesses across the country.
It has been very fruitful, in a lot of respects revealing to us as well. And one key takeaway we are jotted down is, as banks, we need to communicate more. We need to share a lot more, because there are things that become more or less a problem for the banks.
That's all business. We'll wrap up with the commodities market, and that will be it for the AM news. After that, we'll bring you the AM sports. Stay on.